tayo sa Juan Eu Konek at kasama po natin ang buong puwersa ng Juan Eu Konek, Crystal, Jean, Kiara, and our special guest today, Mayor Cynthia Barker. And it's now time for us to give an opportunity sa ating po mga viewers online para sa tanong nyo kay Mayor Cynthia Barker. Unahin na po natin ang mga pagbati rin. Dory Reyes Polo, Jean Alcantara and Cynthia Barker, mabuhay kayong magkapatid. Congratulations sa mother ninyo. Swerte. Ayan. Salamat po, Miss Dory, sa comment ninyo. O ayan, as I said to you, dahil sa Pilipinas ako, parating nanonood yung mami ko, maganda daw po si Mayor Cynthia Barker. Beautiful mayor.
Si Dory talaga. Maraming salamat.
So that's from my mom. Sabi niya, beautiful Mayor Cynthia Barker. Congratulations, Mayor Cynthia Barker. Adelina Dueñas, ang ating si Tita Adele. Tita Adele. At nag-start din ako ng group watch dito. So may mga comment na tayo. Kiara, would you like to see kung sino yung pwede nating unahing na tanong?
Saan po?
I have a question sa watch party that I organized. So I have 16 viewers there. Ang unang tanong ay nanggaling kay Marie Fairbank. Ang tanong niya ay, paano daw po, can you please give us an example on how you infuse your Filipino values in your daily political chores? So paano ninyo nagagamit yung pagka-Pinoy ninyo bilang politician and now as a mayor? So that's from our friend na nanonood ngayon, from Marie Fairbank, na nasa watch party na ito. May 18 viewers ako sa watch party.
Wow. Naku, thank you, Marie, for your question. Actually, napaka-importante, and I didn't realize that until later in my mature life, napaka-importante na yung values natin sa Philippines ay dala natin, because that's where your resilience will come from. Yung ating mga bayanihan spirit, yung ating pag-volunteer, yung ating kindness, yung being good listeners, being compassionate, at saka yung magagalang sa mga matatanda, o kahit hindi matatanda, magalang sa ibang tao. Yan yung mga tinuro sa atin. Kaya yung mga turo sa atin, yung bata pa tayo hanggang ngayon, yan ang dala-dala natin. Kaya pagdating natin dito, actually, walang problema, kaya lahat. Kasi na-train na tayo niyan eh. Tsaka, yung mga pinagdaanan natin paghihirap, wala nang makakapantay doon. Mas may hirap yung pinagdaanan natin. Itong ngayon, lang yan, kaya pa yan.
I see. Okay, so na-mention mo kasi, Mayor, yung resiliency ng Pinoy. I think yung talaga yung sasaludo ka sa mga Pinoy, kababayan natin, na talaga naman kahit daanan ang ilang bagyo, survivor tayo kahit saan tayo makarating.
I'd just like to follow up what Cynthia has said, a follow-up question, with all the values you have mentioned there. That helped you become, do you think, a better public servant, become a better mayor?
Absolutely, Crystal, because yung grounding talaga ng kabataan natin, yung dala-dala mo eh. So pagdating mo dito, makikinig ka sa mga elders, sa mga kapwa mo politicians, and yun eh, cultural dala-dala ko yun. At saka yung pagiging magalang sa bawat kasama mo, dala na natin yan. Tinuro na sa atin noong bata pa tayo.
Actually, that's very interesting, no? Yan yung, kasi normally they call us as the financial source sa Pilipinas, no? We give them, or we send them financial remittances. Pero actually, on the other hand, tayo mga Pinoy, may dala naman tayong mga characteristics, nga sabi nga ni Mayor, no? Yung qualities natin, cultural, siguro traditions, ganyan. Ito yung tinatawag na social remittances na dinadala naman natin dito sa ibang bansa at napapakinabangan naman nila.
That's so nice, Jean. Social remittance.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's a recognized phenomenon now.
Yes. Okay. And so, Kiara, have you found some questions for Mayor Cynthia?
Yes po. There's a question from Alvin Ross Carpio. He said, "Good afternoon, everyone. Dear Mayor Barker, since the coronavirus pandemic started, racism towards East and Southeast Asians, including Filipinos, has increased threefold. How can elected officials from ethnic minority backgrounds help address racism in this country?"
Thank you, Alvin, for the question. Actually, I want to invite you. So 15th of July will be my first council meeting as mayor, and there will be a motion on that will be proposed cross-party about that issue and all the Black Lives Matter issues and so on. Kasi lahat naman tayo affected, so all lives matter. So that's what the first thing we have to do. Involved din kasi ako sa Operation Black Book. So that's the first thing we're doing as a community, and as a council, and as local elected officials, is do something immediate, get our policies done. And so this motion will be debated on Wednesday. It will be proposed and debated on Wednesday. So hopefully it's a step forward.
Okay.
Actually, pwedeng bumati, napansin ko lang dito, may 3 messages si Catalina de Mesa. Actually, first cousin namin siya. So, Cynthia, baka gusto mong sumagot dyan. Sabi niya, ano ba sabi niya? Well, basically, it's congratulations, proud of you. Yan.
Thank you, Adelina. Love you, Lois.
Okay. So, Alvin Carpio is active in the End the Virus of Racism campaign. So thank you, Alvin, for your question. I hope that Mayor Barker was able to reply to your question. Kung may mga tanong pa kayo, please don't hesitate to post it onto our chat group dito po sa live ng Facebook chat group, and we will try to answer those questions, or not us, but we'll forward it to Mayor Cynthia Barker. Ang tanong, yes.
So I have a question actually. It's quite
Yes.
good. I mean, for Mayor, what does it mean to you as the first Filipina mayor and for the Filipino community?
Well, thanks, Crystal. Actually, it means a lot kasi it shows and it proves na tayong mga Pilipino, at Pilipinas especially, ay tanggap na dito sa UK to run for public office. Because if you look back even up to 10, 20 years ago, wala pa tayo sa political map. But the fact na select at na-nominate at na-elect, it's a big honor for me, for my family, and for our community. And of course, for the community of Hartsmere also. In fact, nung nilabas nila yung press release, they asked me kung okay lang ilagay yung Philippines born. Sabi ko, of course, kasi yan yung heritage ko. I need to make sure nakapublish yun. Of course, first so we want awareness sa ating community. So hopefully that will inspire our community.
That's very good. You know, Mayor Barker is actually a member of the Filipino Women Association. Sorry, I'm actually plugging them. It's a charity, and obviously, we're very proud of you with your achievements and everything. Because obviously, this is you're promoting a very good image, a balanced and a positive image of Filipino women in the UK. So yes, that's very good indeed. Thank you.
Yung tanong ni Marcel Ingles, she posted it a while ago before we started. Ang tinatanong niya, yung challenges of being an ethnic minority councillor and now mayor, if you have experienced any, Mayor Barker.
Actually, I came into politics at the right time kasi accepted na to reintegrate, and so I'm lucky na hindi I think if it is what 20 years ago, it would be difficult. But actually, all political parties now are reaching out to the diverse communities and getting them to engage in politics. And this is also kaya ako na-found yung Conservative Friends because I also want to reach out to the Filipino community, get them involved in politics. So, ang experience ko is very different kasi kumbaga matured na lahat ng political parties. At saka ang community dito, ni-embrace na yung ethnic minority groups. Maybe not in everywhere yet, but where I am, I'm quite lucky na involved na ako dito. For the last 20 years, I've been involved here. So, maswerte ako kasi hindi na ako masyadong hirapan.
Okay. Good to know. So, may mga tanong pa ba kay Mayor Barker? Mayroon pa po ba kayo? Oh, this one is, I think we will answer that later after the segment with Mayor Barker. So, we'd like to let you know, later on the Immigration 101, ibabahagi naman sa inyo ni Crystal and ni Jean yung yung mga panuntunan on how to join politics, paano kayo tumakbo sa politika sa UK bilang dual citizen at saka sa Pilipinas naman kung babalik kayo ng Pilipinas. Mayor Cynthia, are you a dual citizen? Allowed po ba yan sa inyo?
You're allowed, pero hindi po ako na-equal.
Okay. So you're British.
Opo.
British citizen pa lang. Okay. So anytime naman you can be Filipino again.
Welcome na ulit.
Okay. So Kiara, Crystal, do you see anything else na tanong kay Mayor Cynthia? Tony Deza, congratulations again, Mayor Cynthia Barker, watching from Ghana. Aba, ang layo po nito, ha? Ghana.
Yes.
Napapanood tayo sa Ghana. Ayan si Tony Deza.
Oh, wow.
Salamat po for watching and for your message. And
we have one from Shani Reyes Stewart. So proud of you, Councillor Barker. Mayor Barker now. You have to, it's hard to, you have to remember that she's now mayor, not a councillor anymore, right?
I'm still councillor. I have two hats, yeah. I'm elected councillor up to 2023, but this year I'm mayor, so I have two roles to play. But the mayor's role is a non-political role, so I'll be representing as first citizen of the borough, I'll be representing Hartsmere. And then of course, I still have my duties as councillor. So, yeah. Doubling trabaho, but it's okay. They're both enjoyable.
Oh, I see.
So, ang pagkatapos po nung term ninyo, babalik kayo bilang councilor. Ang mawawala lang po is the title of mayor, correct?
I'm still councilor because I'm still elected hanggang 2023. Pero this year, mayor ako. Pero councilor pa rin ako.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oo, hindi pwede ako mag-resign as councilor because otherwise there'll be a by-election. So, continues yung aking councilor duties. Pero, ang mayor is another role. Now, the mayor kasi naman, ang maganda sa mayor naman is, it's really a big honor kasi you're representing the borough as first citizen and then representing Queen, unless of course dumating ang Lord Lieutenant, then you take president. Usually mga community involvements, charities, yan sinusupport ko as mayor.
Okay.
So, after this, meron engagement in an hour.
Yeah, kasi talagang iba yung political system ng UK, Kaya mamaya sa ating segment 3, mas malalaman pa po natin yung pagkakaiba ng political system sa UK at sa Pilipinas, yung nakasanayan ng mga katulad ko na lumaki sa Pilipinas. So we will have an opportunity to discuss that later with Jean and Crystal. Pero katulad nga po ng nasabi ni Councilor Barker, siya ay councilor pa rin and at the same time ay mayor.
Thank you.
So on that note, shall we proceed to our next discussion? At pasalamatan na natin si Mayor Cynthia Barker. Kung wala na pong mga tanong, para sa ating butihing mayor?
At ako naman ay magpapasalamat ulit sa Juan Eu Konek and Rose, Crystal, Eugene, and Kiara sa lahat ng support niyo ever since. Actually, Rose has always supported me back in 2015. And then, sa lahat ng mga press releases niyo. And then, of course, sa mga viewers, Tony Desa is my high school batchmate. We've been friends for a long time since high school. So, yung mga high school friends kong nag-log in, community friends, salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Cynthia, also for giving us an opportunity to get to know you para masundan namin yung journey mo as a councilor, as a deputy mayor, and now mayor. So, katulad ng sinasabi namin in our editorial meeting, we always want to do stories about Filipinas dahil syempre tayo ay Pinay and proud tayo na ang kababayan po natin ay nagkaroon ng matagumpay na karera sa politika, lalong-lalo na at ang kwento ng kanyang pamilya ay kwento po ng OFW. So Kiara, thank you also for doing the story of Councilor and Deputy Mayor Cynthia Barker last year. We enjoyed it so much. Ibang-iba pa yung panahon noon. Wala pa po yung pandemic. It was sunny, hot summertime in the UK. Walang social distancing. Kaya lahat ng coverage namin sa Elstree and Borhamwood and Hartsmere, talagang nag-enjoy kami. We got to know yung constituency ni Mayor Cynthia Barker. So, maraming salamat po for joining us in this segment. Kung mayroon pa po kayong mga tanong, please message us because we will say bye to Mayor Barker at para naman po sagutin natin ang mga tanong na naiwan po natin last week regarding yung pag-uwi po sa Pilipinas dahil nag-overtime tayo last week at pati po yung mga regulasyon sa pagka-quarantine. So, salamat po, Mayor.
Thank you. Salamat.
So, ano ho ba yung mga tanong ninyo na hindi po namin na-tackle last week? Kasi ang mainit na mainit po ay yung pag-uwi pa rin sa Pilipinas. Dahil po kapos kami sa oras, hindi ko na natalakay yung tungkol doon sa pagka-quarantine. I think I just want to share with everybody kasi ang daming tanong dyan na gusto pa rin umuwi sa Pilipinas. Nagkaroon po ng konting pagbabago sa restriction ng pag-uwi sa Pilipinas. Chad, can we have that memo from Bureau of Immigration and Deportation? Can we show that? Ayan, can you put full screen? Could put that on full screen? Yes. So, ang sinasabi po dito sa BID memo, pakiangat nga po, Chad, at makita natin yung sa baba nito. Kailangan po nating malaman na ang mainit na diskusyon last week kasi hindi ka pwedeng makauwi ng Pilipinas at tinalakay po ito ni Ambassador Dias de Vega kung wala po kayong Philippine passport because of the lockdown nga. Pero yung travel restrictions po na ito, meron namang mga exemption. Ito po ang mga exempted, yung accredited foreign government and international organization officials and their dependents, foreign spouses and children of Filipino nationals, and foreign airline crew. So ibig sabihin po, pwede po kayong makapasok ng bansa kung kasama po kayo sa kategoryang yan. Kahit wala po kayong Philippine passport, kung isa kayo dyan sa tatlo, then you may be allowed entry in the Philippines. I-share din po natin sa Juan Eu Konek last a couple of days ago yung kwento ng isang European na na-stranded sa Naiya Airport. Chad, would you like to show that? Ito, Jean, do you know that story? Kasi nakita ko rin to sa timeline mo. So 110 days or 3 months siyang na-stranded sa airport sa Pilipinas.
Ang nakita ko kasing sinasabi dito, yung passport niya sinamsam ng authorities. So sa halip na paliparin agad siya sa nearest flight, enrolled pa siya doon kaya siya na-stuck doon. But hopefully with the publicity, sort out na nila yan.
Tapos na. Actually, can you show, Chad, yung next yung update? Kasi because of the story na lumabas at labas nga po ng media, ay nakauwi na po siya at nakaalis na siya sa Pilipinas. Inilabas yan sa abs-cbn.com na after 110 days nga ay nakaalis na po siya ng Pilipinas. Ang hindi lang kasi malinaw na aspeto dyan, yung sinabi niya dun sa kwento na lumabas sa Metro, bakit kinuha yung passport niya? Anong dahilan? I'm sure may dahilan ang BID at saka yung airline kung bakit nakuha yung kanyang passport. But we're happy to let you know na nakalis na po siya ng Pilipinas. So, binigay lang natin siya na example kasi nga ganito kahigpit ang pagpasok sa Pilipinas kung wala po kayong Philippine passport. At yung nabanggit ko kanina, yung 3 na exempted dito, kung kasama kayo doon at kayo ay dependent nga ng Filipino national, pwede po kayo makapasok at yun ng airline crew, and the other one, yung mga international humanitarian organization like International Red Cross, etc. So, yun po yung sagot.
Actually, sorry, merong related story dito kasi, no? Yesterday, nag-guest naman ako sa Balitang Global Kabayani Talks. And one of the subjects there was a British Filipina whose mother passed away from COVID. No? She's 84 when she died. And her whole family, there are 6 of them, but I understand they're British. And they would like to bring the ashes of their mother, but because of the rules at the moment, siyempre mahirapan sila kung sakali. So I think we need to repeat the advice of Ambassador Tess de Vega na ngayon pa lang asikasuhin agad nila yung dual nationality para hindi sila magka-problema pag-uwi.
Correct.
Sorry.
So Jean, may tanong dito si yung pinost mo kanina Chad, is a question from an Indian married to a Filipina, and she lives in India meantime. However, I need to go to Philippines to visit my daughter in Davao. What are the possibilities to go and visit? I think ang sagot po dyan, because you're a dependent of a Filipino national, then you're allowed to enter the Philippines. So, yes, you, Mr. Ale Ahmed Kalodi, pwede po kayong makapasok. You may enter the Philippines as a dependent of a Filipino national. So, the other question, is there anything related to traveling to the Philippines? Yes, Crystal.
So I have a question because this was raised. I don't know if you've actually seen the messages we received on Facebook. Someone asked that if you're actually a foreign national, but your parents are Filipino national, can you be classed as children? And then therefore can enter the Philippines. You see the definition of children. You have a children Filipino national. I think that's part of the exception. Can you see?
In what? In the BID memo?
Yeah. Yes.
I think there might be an issue there about the age.
The definition of children, right?
Yeah, if the person is no longer a minor, i.e. above 18 na siya, then baka hindi na siya payagan. So, it's better to apply. Apply.
Because I know someone who's stuck in the Middle East and she cannot, contact the Philippine embassy there to get a passport. Now, seeing this, she thought, well, I'm a child of a Filipino national. So, but what's the age limit, right? So we need to find out. But as you said, it could be that if you're less than 18, you'll be classed as a minor. Yeah?
As a dependent, yes.
As a dependent,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to note. What's the procedure or regulations regarding former Filipinos traveling to the Philippines? A former Filipina who traveled to the Philippines was told that she needs a present. Yes, Sian, we tackled that during our last episode. That if you only hold a British passport and you don't have a dual certificate, or dual, yes, na pwede nyong ipakita, hindi po kayo papapasukin ng Pilipinas. Unless nga nandoon, naka-stipulate doon you're a dependent of a Filipino national at yung pang dalawa na we mentioned earlier. So, may mga, Kiara, can you look at some of the questions also related to travel? But I'd also, thank you very much. You're welcome, Sian. Also, may mga nagtatanong din sa akin kasi about the quarantine. They messaged me and I said, I will just reply sa Facebook Live ng Juan Eu Konek. So, as I said, my experience, mas, again, ito lang yung karanasan ko. I don't know about the others who traveled to the Philippines, but for me, it was very straightforward and fast. I stayed in Belmont Hotel, which was arranged by our friend, si Ali. And thank you, Ali, for arranging it kasi hindi na ako kailangang mag-book pa sa airport. We did it before we arrived. Yung nakikita po niyo sa photo, yung photo at video na nakikita ninyo, ito yung mga larawan na nakuha while we were quarantining. Kasama ko yung anak ko, she's a minor, she's only 7. So pagdating namin sa Pilipinas, paglabas ng immigration, diretso po kami sa hotel. 3 araw kami doon at na-release lang kami pagkatapos ng lumabas ang swab test ko. So, yung mga pagkain, dinadala lang sa pinto ng aming hotel room at hindi kami pwedeng lumabas doon. Pwede rin din po magpa-grab, pwede rin magpadala ng pagkain ang pamilya ninyo sa hotel kung saan man kayo nakastay, but the hotel should be accredited COVID hotel or a quarantine hotel. So, pwede naman pong magpadala kayo ng pagkain, pwede rin po kayo mag-order ng pagkain, pero hindi po kayo pwede makisalamuha sa ibang tao hanggat hindi nyo nahahawakan yung swab test result ninyo na kayo ay negatibo. So, yun po ang paliwanag natin doon sa mga nagtatanong tungkol doon sa quarantine. Mahirap daw ba mag-quarantine?
Rose, dagdag ko lang kasi si OWA Administrator Hans Kakdak yesterday, inassure niya na ang quarantine, kasi until recently, yung mga overseas Filipino workers na dumarating ay naka-quarantine ng 14 days. In fact, sa media nakita natin na i-stuck yung mga tao ng mahigit 1 buwan, no? Pero inassure niya ang mga tao na it's much better now and much quicker. Quarantine should be 4 to 5 days.
Yes.
And so pag OFW, overseas Filipino worker, libre yan, pati yung accommodation nila. So tayo lang ng overseas Filipinos, yung hindi na kontratado sa ibang bansa, ang kailangang magbayad o libre siguro, sabi ni Rose, no? Pero ang alam ko sa hotel, magbabayad tayo.
Tama, Jean. So, I agree with what you said. Yung mga unang araw talaga naman na quarantine pa, umabot pa yung mga kababayan natin na up to 1 buwan sa paghihintay dahil hindi pa nga planchado kung ano yung sistema. But now, in my experience, it was much easier. And libre po, wala pong bayad yung swab test. And then, ang kailangan ko lang bayaran yung sa hotel where we stayed dahil hindi naman po ako OFW. Ibig sabihin, hindi ako naninirahan sa ibang bansa as a contract worker, but I'm a dual citizen. So, wala akong maipakita sa kanila na kontrata na ako ay OFW or may kontrata sa ibang bansa bilang Filipino worker na nagtatrabaho po sa ibang bansa. Yun ho. So, wala pong bayad yung swab test. At yung mga OFW, lalong walang bayad ang swab test nyo. And then secondly, ang inyo pong quarantine facility ay libre at yan po ay ipoprovide o i-arrange ng government as soon as you land sa airport. So, yan po yung update natin on quarantine as well as yung procedure nga po ng pagdating ninyo sa Pilipinas. Yun po yung hindi natin natapos last week. So, Kiara, meron pa bang tanong? Before we move to...
I think I've covered it because the question that kept popping up, I got a glimpse of it kanina, is the cost of the swab test, which we've covered naman ako.
Yes, wala naman po siyang bayad. May bayad lang nga po kung kayo ay yung fast track test if you want to opt for that. So Safe travel sa mga kababayan po natin na uwi ng Pilipinas at dun sa mga taga UK. Kayo ba ay may planong mangibang bayan para sa summer? Crystal and Jean. And Kiara.
Sorry, what's the question?
I don't know about Crystal, but we're planning to go to Spain. Pagka sure
Yes,
na,
there's no quarantine there now, Jane, right?
well, that's what they say, but it keeps changing. Dahil
Yes.
depende pag may nagkaroon ng local outbreak sa isang bayan,
Yes.
sinasara nila. So
Like
because-
outside Barcelona, they did that, right?
yeah, and so we cannot really book at the moment. So we're still waiting for clearer developments.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to Spain as well. But the plan was to go to my mother-in-law's villa in Murcia, but that's in August. But again, trying to figure out whether to go or not because of the quarantine or the lockdown. So it's up in the air at the moment.
Okay. We have one question here from Lore Herrera. I got a Filipino naturalization certificate, but don't have Filipino passport. Can I enter the Philippines? Thanks. Lori, I think this was answered by Ambassador Tess de Vega last week. Kung meron po kayong certificate na paaring maipakita, please get in touch with the embassy, with your embassy kung nasa UK ba kayo o sa bahagi ng Europa. Get in touch with them para po maabisuhan nila yung Bureau of Immigration and Deportation pagdating niyo sa Pilipinas. At pwede rin po silang gumawa ng special letter or certificate from the embassy stating nga po kung bakit po kayo walang passport. Pero yung pong naturalization certificate niyo, sabi niya, pwede yan basta mag-coordinate kayo sa embassy. How about the PhilHealth payment po? Hindi po malinaw yung tanong, anong ibig sabihin?
That's a
What about
new one.
I can probably answer this, no?
Yes.
So there is a new requirement
Yes.
for any Filipino passport holder, whether you're OFW or dual national, kaya meron kang trabaho o wala, kaya TNT ka o hindi, na pag kayo ay may hawak na Filipino passport, you are required to pay PhilHealth contributions to help with the Philippine health service, if you like. No?
It's
And
mandatory, right?
It's mandatory and it's worth $400 a year bawat tao. And that amount is going up to $1,000 by 2025 per person. So kung isang pamilya kayong marami kayo, siyempre malaking pera 'yon, no? So the answer is at the moment nakasuspend siya dahil marami nagreklamo, but hindi nare-repeal yung PhilHealth na yan. So, you need to be prepared as Filipino citizens na baka po sisingil lang kayo one way or another at some point in the near future.
Pero Jean, linawin natin, I think yung PhilHealth, naniningil sila pag alis ng Pilipinas, hindi po yung pagpasok.
Well, hindi, basta you're supposed to pay, so I don't know how they're gonna do that for those of us who don't go home anyway. But when you go home and you have outstanding payments, baka hindi ka makalabas.
Oh, I'm sorry, hindi ko na. Okay, I see.
So ulitin ko lang. So kung ikaw ay nasa labas ng bansa, of course, I don't know how they can set up a mechanism to collect. Pero pag ikaw ay Pinoy at umuwi ka sa atin, hindi ka nagbabayad, you need to have some sort of clearance na nagbayad ka. So, kung hindi ka nagbabayad, baka hindi ka na makalabas. Hanggat hindi ka
Hindi po ako nagbayad, so baka hindi ako makalabas. Wala po kami.
Dahil
I do think it's
Suspended, yes.
suspended. Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
Suspended po siya ngayon, kaya ako wala sa aking PhilHealth na siningil. But as Jean said, suspended lang siya dahil may pandemic.
Ay, hindi. Maraming nagreklamo, kaya nasuspend muna siya. Pero hindi
People
siya
are appealing, right? People are appealing against it.
Yeah. So maraming, we're waiting to hear kung ano mangyayari.
Right.
Okay, last na talaga ito ha, bago po tayo magsara sa segment na ito. From our friend, dahil ikaw si Christian Estrada, kailangan namin masagot ang tanong mo. Sandali. Kiara, can you read it for me, please? Kailangan ko ng...
Christian Estrada said, my Pinay friend is asking, she's UK passport holder. Can they go next week to the Philippines without hassle? Will they be allowed entry kahit may ban to accept foreign nationals to enter the Philippines?
We've discussed this already. If they could just check One You Connect post that the Bureau of Immigration of the Philippines posted this memorandum number 4. So if you just look in there, if you're actually part of the exemption, I mean, I don't know the actual situation of your friend Christian, but just check if fact if she's got Filipino children. So that would be probably an exemption for you. But if you just going in there with no connection at all in the Philippines, then you probably have issues entering the
Yes.
Philippines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I think
Christian,
the issue there is timing, no? Kasi
Yeah.
sabi ni Christian, can they go next week? But if they're former Filipinos, if they had time, they could, if it's an emergency actually, they could ask for maybe a special letter or whatever.
yes, from the embassy.
But they have to
Yeah.
do that first. Kung hindi, baka ma-block sila baka
Yeah.
mag-stay sila sa airport ng 30 days.
Ng
Like,
110,
100,
ng 110
yeah, 3 months.
days, katulad ng Estonian national na na-stranded sa Pilipinas ng 110 days.
It's over
Because
3 months, right?
over 3 months, yes. So,
Yeah.
Christian, sana nasagot namin yung tanong ninyo. Kung wala po nga siyang koneksyon sa Pilipinas, hindi siya dependent ng ng Filipino national at foreign passport lang yung dala niya, ay hindi siya makakapasok ng Pilipinas. Pero check yung BID memo dahil nandun po yung mga pwedeng makapasok ng Pilipinas. And isang kaibigan natin from Caviteños, UK, Ronald C. Pat. Yung yung one good topic daw worth exploring in one episode of One You Connect is yung PhilHealth. Okay,
Yes.
noted po. Noted po yan. Ronald, salamat. Okay. So, Kiara, do you have any questions? Si Kiara parati tinatanong ko for tanong.
We're going to move on to the next segment po. Who can run a public office in the UK? How about dual citizenship?
That's very interesting. That's a good topic that you chosen there, Rose.
Okay, great. So, we'll be back. Panoorin po ninyo ito, ang aming pakiusap sa inyo. Kung hindi pa kayo nag-subscribe sa aming YouTube, pati na rin po pag-like at pag-follow sa amin sa Facebook, please do that now. So, we'll be back for our last segment.